Excuse me, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get started. Please continue to avail yourself of the food, the wonderful food we have prepared for you. One thing I do want to say before we bring Bill up, who's our Master of Ceremonies, is that this is our 2012 Employee Service Awards. Now, you're probably wondering why the 2012 Service Awards is being held in 2013. Well, we were told at the end of 2012 that since we were so close to having our conference center built, that we wanted to make this the very first function, aside from the grand opening, that we have in this building. So we wanted to honor you all, the employees, and make sure that you all know that you are a viable part of this whole operation. So we are not mistaken in saying 2012 Service Awards. It's strategically done. So right at this time, I want to bring our city manager up, who's going to run this program. He needs no introduction. Mr. Osborne.
Thank you, Mr. Perry, and I'd like to welcome everybody who's here today. Especially do I want to welcome the family members and friends of the employees that we have the privilege of honoring today for their service to the city of Douglasville. Mr. Perry has, of course, explained why of the timing. I think all of you would agree that it was worth waiting a few more weeks so that we could have this event in this facility. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the conference center, hopefully you'll have a few minutes that you can walk around a little bit, but I think you will see that this is a great addition for downtown Douglasville, for the city of Douglasville. This is one of the very first events that we're having here, and we thought that was appropriate so that the employees of the city of Douglasville who were being especially honored at this time, we would be able to do so in this type of facility. I want to thank our Human Resources Department, Fred Perry, Rosita Taylor, and those city employees who worked with them in making the plans for this event that we're having. Also, I want to thank Carroll Park Catering for the delicious food that we've had today. I think most of you know that Carroll Park Catering is the exclusive caterer for the Douglasville Conference Center. Now, personally, after having worked for the city of Douglasville for some 22 years and having worked as a consultant for the city for several years prior to that time, I think the city of Douglasville is a great employer and this is a great place to work. And I think a lot of you feel the same way. Hopefully all of you feel that way, because if you look at our turnover rate, it's low, and certainly today is an example of how we have employees to stay with us a long time as we honor those who've been with us for 5, 10, 15, 20, even 25 years. During the past year, based on our putting our heads together, and if any of you know any different, please let us know, but I think we've had only one former employee who actually died during the past year, and that was our former city clerk, finance director, Barbara McCravey, who died just a few days ago. But we want to keep her family in our minds and prayers. Now, at this time, I do want to introduce our elected officials. We will come back to them later in the program, but I'm going to call their name and ask them to stand, and after they are all standing, we'll give them a round of applause. We do have one councilman, Sam Davis, who is not able to be with us today, another councilman, Dennis McLean, who was here earlier and had to leave, but we'll call the council members, and if you'd please stand as I call your names: Mark Adams, Carl Pope, LaShawn Burdanley, Doug LaGuire, Mayor Pro Tem Larry Yockey, and then, of course, Mayor Harvey Persons. Now, on behalf of the employees of the City of Douglasville, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, we want to thank you for all that you do for the City of Douglasville and for the employees, and we're delighted that you could join us on this occasion. And to our employees, let's give a very special round of applause to our elected officials. Now, as we honor a number of employees, all of you have programs that you've seen, the pictures that we've got in the program. And what we plan to do today, we did the same thing at the previous awards event, is that rather than calling you up individually, we're going to call you up as a group. And so we are going to honor the different groups. We will honor those that are being receiving the 5-year recognition, the 10-year, the 15, the 20, and then for 25 we got just a group of one from that standpoint. But I'm going to ask Mayor Persons and Mr. Perry if you would come take your positions over here at the table. And what we will do is that when I call your name, if you would come up and you would be greeted by Mr. Perry and Mayor Persons, and then if you would then move on over to the mayor's right, and with each group we'll be getting a photograph and be taking some pictures. And as you can see, we do have some risers, so y'all be sure you stand on the risers and don't fall off the risers this afternoon, if you would. And we will call the individuals in alphabetical order. And I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anybody's name. But please come up as I call your name, and you'll come to Mr. Perry first, and then on over to Mayor Persons, and then on over to the table. Detective Matthew Atkins.
Nate.
Our Main Street Manager, Stephanie Allworth. Sergeant Christopher Bender.
We'll take that.
Our Parking Control Officer, Rick Collins. Police Officer Russell Fuller. Sergeant Shane Graham. Police Officer Adam Haney. Video Production Technician Steve Jones. Police Officer Robert Lane. In the Police Department, Data Entry Operator Tina Newbern. In the Police Department, IT Technician Joe Lorenzo. Detective Ronald Philistine. In the police department, the terminal agency coordinator, Beth Phillips. In City TV, our senior video producer, Jason Post. Building inspector, Jake Rollins. Sanitation driver, Preston Stansel. Administrative clerk in our Community and Downtown Services Department, Alice Stevens. Police officer, Christine Stewart. HR coordinator, Rosita Taylor. Police officer, Dave Watson. Okay, let's have another round of applause for those employees' 5-year awards. Y'all gonna go and get, you and the mayor going to get in that picture?
Mr. Mayor is going to take a picture with me.
There you go. We can see everybody. Radio one. Radio one, get one. Radio one.
Okay, now we will honor those employees who are receiving their 10-year awards. And we'll start with the receptionist, Candace Crosby.
Hi, Candace.
In the police department, records clerk, Hattie Kendrick. Sanitation driver, Lucas Lamb. And in the police department, court clerk, Lori Smith. Let's have another hand for those getting their 10-year awards. Okay, we have a relatively large group getting 15-year awards. And so we will start. The first one on the list is Captain Zach Artis. Next is Lieutenant Adam Cannon. Lieutenant John Tommy Denning. Police Officer Brian Gass. Police Officer Joe Kingston. Our Fleet Maintenance Manager, Ricky Knight. Let me read the inscription on the next person that we are recognizing who's getting their 15-year award, though he has been on detached service for the last few years. This is Andrew M. Mills, SFC U.S. Army, Senior Intel Analyst, Security Manager, 436 Civil Affairs Battalion. Thank you for your outstanding service and dedication to the City of Douglasville and for your dedicated service to the United States Army. Your unselfish devotion has been a huge asset to our mission accomplishments, and you will be truly missed. We wish you and your family the very best in all your future endeavors. Mayor Harvey K. Persons III, members of the City Council, that Andrew Mills, who is, as I said, been on detached service, is leaving City of Douglasville employment, but we appreciate his service both to the city in several different capacities. The last one before he left was a building inspector, and of course his service to the United States of America. Okay, the next person we recognize this afternoon, we're recognizing her for one reason, namely that she is a police officer, Laura Mullis. I also will point out that she's a member of the Palmetto City Council.
All right.
In our Development Services Department, Administrative Clerk Jackie Penley.
Trying hard, Jack.
I was hiding.
Code Enforcement Officer Connie Phillips. Building Inspector Cecil Rainey. And in our Maintenance Department, Crew Chief Gene Willis. Let's give a hand for those 15-year award winners.
Mr. Mayor, will you join us?
Okay, now we have a group who have been with the city of Douglasville for 20 years. And we have 4 individuals we'll be recognizing this afternoon that for this 2 decades of service. We start in the Parks Department, Joe Lewis Cowens. Next, Sanitation Supervisor, Rodney Moreland. Our Maintenance and Sanitation Director, Greg Roberts. And in the Police Department, our Records Supervisor, Sandy Shiner. Let's give these individuals another round of applause.
Bill, you're going to have to shut it down. Tell them that's it. No other awards.
Well, it's obvious that some people don't need any introduction. So I'm not going to give him one. I'm just going to ask him to come up here and say a few words.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time coming. But you know, when you enjoy your work and enjoy serving the community, at 25 years, it seemed like it was just the other day. I still enjoy getting up, coming to work. I work with a great group of people, and been blessed to work here in the city of Douglasville, and city manager, the mayor, as a councilman, as a mayor, and just enjoy working with the people here. So all you 5 years or 1 year, just keep doing what you do. Enjoy doing what you do. And 25 years, I got some more to go.
This year we have one retiree that we are honoring, and that is Roy McDonald, Recreation Assistant. Joe, if you'll come on up. I'd like to say thanks again for the service of all the individuals who are here today, but especially those that have been recognized with the service awards. At this time, I'm going to introduce the mayor, but before I do, would remind you that after he finishes and we conclude, now see the chocolate machine is still in the back, so if you haven't been by there, you may want to stop by there after the program. But at this time, I would like for Mayor Harvey Persons to come up for his comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And for those of you that are out there wondering, don't worry, it's going to be brief. No prepared speech, no prepared comments on paper, and there's a good reason for that. Because I've had 35 years to prepare to make these comments. I've had 25 years, not of continuous service, but the 20-year awards, I was on this council when those employees were hired. Deputy Chief came the year before I originally came on the council. So I don't need a prepared speech or written comments to tell you you're what makes this city what it is. It's not the buildings. It's not the mayor. It's not the council. But it's you, the employees. And like I said, this is going to be real brief because there's nothing going to be said about what the mayor and and let me say this before I continue. I do want to thank the council, Council Member Carl Pope, Council Member LaShawn Burdanley, Mayor Pro Tem Larry Yockey, Councilman Doug LaGuire, and the 3 council members that are not here. And that is Council Member Mark Adams, Sam Davis, and Councilman McLean, because it's with their help that we're able to make this possible. And you've heard me say it time and time again, I'm the guy that gets to make the speeches, but it's certainly a collective effort by a lot of people working together to make this happen. And like I said, well, first of all, my wife's here today, but she's here as a citizen. She didn't come to get the free lunch. She's seen the facility. She knows how great it is. But she's here as a citizen to join me, not only as the mayor, but as a citizen, to thank you from the depths of our heart for the job that you do to help make this what I feel is one of the greatest places to live in America. What I did for a living 14 years ago or 15 years ago when I built my home, or our home, and I think most of you know where it is, we chose to stay in Douglasville. I wanted to live right downtown because of what this city means. And so many of you have been here year after year after year, and I think that that's a testament to this city because you choose to stay. Most of you you could go somewhere else, maybe make more money. I hope not. But you choose to stay because you feel also that it's a great place to work and a great place to be a part of. And I want you to know that we recognize that. And we appreciate you for it. Like I said, didn't want to make this long and drawn out, but this is just what it says it is. It's a service awards banquet to recognize you not the mayor, not the council members, or anything that we do. And you know, we can talk for days, but it's to get up here and personally, from our heart, thank you for the job that you do, because you're what makes this a great city. The dedication, the commitment, and everything that you do. And it is recognized, it is appreciated. And like I said, I didn't have to take and I could have, written out something and got up here and read a speech or put words together. But I didn't want it to appear to be canned or prepared it's prepared, believe me. I've had 35 years to prepare. 25 years of service to this city, and a year as your mayor. But make no mistake about it, we know who makes it happen. And early this morning, I was awake thinking about what was I going to say. And really all that needs to be said is thank you, and you to truly know that it's sincere. And it is. Because, and I'm going to close with this, because like I said, I wanted to be brief. You, the employees of the city of Douglasville, your longevity, your commitment, your dedication, giving over, above, and beyond so many times is what continues and will continue to make this city what it is. I, as mayor, not only as mayor, but as a citizen of Douglasville who chooses to stay here. As I told you 14, 15 years ago, what I did for a living, I could have lived anywhere in the Atlanta metropolitan area. I chose to stay in Douglasville. 3 years ago, I was fortunate enough to be able to retire, and Sherry and I could live anywhere in the country that we wanted to live. We choose to stay here and participate with you to continue helping make this one of the greatest places in America to live. Again, thank you for your continued support, the job that you do, your longevity, your service, and your commitment. And I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming this afternoon. I was calling Bill up to wrap us up, but he waved me off, so I guess I'm going to have to do it. We want to thank you all, and once again, another round of applause for all the award recipients. Deputy Chief, special congratulations to you for 25 years. You have set an example for us of hard work, and all of you all who have received awards this afternoon, thank you all for your hard work, and you are dismissed. God bless you.